So that is the second higher stage of awareness, which is not only different from the first stage, but there is more certainty added to that. Although falsehood is added to neither of the two, but comparatively that stage is more certain. Third, Hazrat Masih Maud tells us, is the stage of Haqqul Yaqeen. You see the signs, you observe the thing which was emitting signs, and then you put your hand into that fire or get close enough to feel the heat. That certainty is a different type of certainty than the previous one. Previously, there could be another person who was deceiving you. For instance, nowadays there are devices which can emit smoke, artificial smoke, and which can make you believe here, not you yourself but somebody else, makes you believe that there is fire, apparently. But that is artificial electric fire, phenomena like fire, but not fire itself. But when you put your hand into it and see the burning, then even if it is artificial, it is fire. Because all the qualities of fire are present. So nobody can tell you then and convince you that what you saw was a vision. You say, no, I know this. I've seen all the signs and the presence of the fire itself and the qualities of the fire I've also experienced. That is what he calls, according to the Holy Quran, is mentioned as Haqqul Yaqeen. So there are three stages of Yaqeen. One is, the first is Ilmul Yaqeen, Anul Yaqeen, the second is Ilmul Yaqeen, and the third is Haqqul Yaqeen. Now what is if another question arises from this explanation, you can ask it again.
The concept will be related to Iman as well.
Oh, it's alright, yes.
And also, let's say the first verse in the Quran, La Rayba Fihi, that means there is a way of knowing things by yaqeen, there's a way of knowing things by doubt.
No, it doesn't mean that.
No, that's the second concept, which, anyway.
And you can take this question on microphone so that the others who are not there, they also know what you are.
Point out he's a psychologist. He's a psychologist.
The second question, which comes from the first question, is that how and in what ways is yaqeen related to the concept of Iman? We believe God is there. And also we do a lot of things to confirm the belief, like wuzu, namaz, prayer. Some of it may be ritual, some of it may be real.
Now, there is a similar type of Islam and also drawn a parallel between Iman and Yaqeen and describes various stages of Iman. The first stage is that of Iman al-Ujuz. That is to say, a belief with which you are born, you are not capable enough to judge it from the wrong. You judge right from wrong in any way. The illicit messes are particularly in the mind of Hazrat Masih Maud when he described this. Imanul Uju Ajaiz, the old wives' faith, that is what he calls it. So the old wives do not challenge it. Whatever they have been born with, they keep it intact. And their belief is very staunch. So strong that they can offer anything for that belief, offer any sacrifice for that belief, yet they cannot convince anyone else because there is no knowledge accompanying it. Their conviction is a born conviction. In itself it is very strong, it is unshakable. No amount of argument on your part can shake them from that belief. Yet if you tell them to impart the same belief to others, they will be totally nonplussed because they never understood through reason. Their faith had no relationship to reasoning and faculty of thinking, and so they are incapable. So it is a very strong iman, but a very limited iman as well. As far as the element of yaqeen is concerned, for that lady it is enough to suffice her. But it is not enough for others. So an iman can be of a nature where it is very strong for the person who believes in it, but is useless as far as the spread of that iman is concerned. Yet another stage can come in the life of the same lady when she is so pious, so devoted to Allah. She offers her sacrifices for the sake of Allah. She is illiterate. Her iman is just like as I have described. Yet she begins to receive signs of Allah's presence through other ways. Not through knowledge. Through dreams which are fulfilled. Through prayers which are accepted. Through closeness of Allah, which she begins to feel. And these things are not only a subjective phenomena, but also ultimately turn into an objective phenomenon, which can be observed by people around. She tells them, this is my prayer and this is my answer, and here is what Allah tells me would happen in future. And that happens exactly in the same manner. And people know that she is a simple lady, she can't concoct things, is not capable of doing such a thing. And the things also happen and prove thereby that this was a message from my own. So this sort of iman has also its stages. It develops into a greater faith and a stronger faith by witnessing exactly on the same parallel lines as yaqeen was proceeding in the direction of a positive, more sure and observable phenomenon. So the presence of Allah can be revealed to every type of faith, however limited the faith may be in the beginning. Then Hazrat Masih Maud tells us that there is another iman based on knowledge. For instance, you study nature and you come to the conclusion that there has to be some creator. Masih Maud tells us that is very similar to seeing the sign of a fire. For instance, you see smoke from distance and you infer that there should be a fire, while maybe it is not a smoke at all. It is some sort of smog or fog or some dust particles are hanging in the air and light is falling from such an angle that a color of grey, a shade of grey is added and you think it is smoke while it is not smoke. So in the first stage of yaqeen, the elements of doubt do creep in. So Masih Maud tells us that this stage of faith is also liable to suffer from some sort of doubts, because it is an inference, logical inference, and it is not a surety unless you begin to see God. You can't believe in Him as strongly as that old woman who doesn't have a logical argument to support her view, yet her belief is stronger. But this man, even if with a weaker belief, he has the capability of spread his belief around, because he has got that instrument of knowledge. He can use it himself and offer it to others for their respective uses. So it has one advantage. Now if this man again turns to Allah in all sincerity, he can be treated in the same manner as that old woman has been treated before him, with the result that he also can witness further stages of faith and iman. So similarly, there is a third type of iman which comes from direct guidance from Allah, and that is the strongest. If somebody is recipient of Allah's revelation and he chooses such a person and he speaks to